Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's say you're in your first interview and which is your dream job, and the very first question you've been asked is something like, can you tell me about a time you have solved a complex technical issue involving multiple teams? So now, if you are a fresher, what you're going to say? So how do you even answer that? So that's where the engineer mindset comes in. So the engineer mindset means thinking like an engineer before you actually become one. So it's not just about understanding technical skills. It's actually understanding how actual teams work in real world and how they communicate, manage tasks and complete projects together. So why this matters, especially in the UK? So in a country like India, technical interviews are pretty straightforward, but it's a little different when it comes to UK. So most roles in the tech would expect you to have some basic understanding of how teams work in real-time environment. That's why UK interviews often mix technical questions with behavioral pattern questions. So basically they don't just ask how a system works. They'll ask how you work within the system and why this mindset helps you stand out from rest of the bunch of crowd. If you already understand how 9 to 5 engineering teams work, like stand-up calls, Slack updates, and working with cross-functional teams and working on Confluence pages to create documentation. So when they ask you situational questions, now you won't panic. You'll be able to imagine the scenario and would be able to answer the question confidently. For this strategy, you should be aware of common tools that engineering teams use on a daily basis. I'm not even talking about job specific tools like Terraform, AWS, these tools. I'm referring to the tools which are commonly used across the organization. So basically, these tools enable this cross functionality, visibility, and collaboration between the teams. Tools like Gmail, Slack, Jira, and Microsoft Teams, where they enable visibility and people use them to communicate with other teams. And you should be aware of what kind of different workflows that organizations use, like ad hoc, sprint, and free flow models. So basically these are the things on basis of which these IT companies carry out their projects. So what's the takeaway? So if you build this engineer mindset even early as a student, you'll walk into interviews with more confidence when you compare to the other 90% of the candidates, and you would know how things work and how people communicate within a team, and you would know how you fit into a specific team. So in the next video, I'm going to break down how we use tools like Jira, Confluence, Slack in a day-to-day base operations, and how we enable visibility and collaboration between teams with real-world examples. Until then, keep learning, stay curious, and start to think like an engineer from now on. The title will come, but the mindset starts now.